So I want to just show you a little bit more about the features of this headset, and everything I say here will make a little bit more sense when you actually get your hands on the device, but let's just talk about this real quickly. First of all, before I even worry about that, let's talk about the student device. I have one of the student cell phones here, and notice that I can see a teacher has an expedition going, the space station. So I'm actually running that on my own personal phone. You'll have a teacher tablet to run the expedition. But what I did was I went into this expedition and then I started it and clicked pause. There's a reason I did that. I've experimented with a few things and I think this is the best way to do it. So it's running, but it's paused. So as a student, then when I click follow, we'll see what happens. First of all, you get this screen, but then when you turn the device sideways, you'll notice you get those two circles that say pause, so they don't see the expedition just yet. I like these circles because these will help them with the distance of the lenses, which I'll show in a minute. So this is kind of the screen they want to see when it's time to load it. So notice I am sitting down. Students should always do this seated. This is like the one time when those phones are most likely to fall the headset. If they fall out onto a desk, no big deal. But if they fall, from standing height to the floor, we've got an issue. So first of all, to open this up, there's a little latch right here, and you just kind of pull gently. One thing I'm really unhappy about with these headsets is they're pretty delicate. This little hinge at the bottom is like the only thing holding it together. So we need to emphasize to students, please open and close this very, very gently, because I know this hinge is probably the one part that's going to snap and fail if anything's going to break. All right, so to load the phone, down at the bottom, I'm not sure if you can see, but there are like little brackets. You can kind of see it with this finger a little bit better. It's padded on the bottom, and then the little L bracket comes up. So what you're going to do is first make sure the phone is right side up. So I'm actually making sure that paused I can read it. I loaded it upside down the first time. But I'm going to carefully just put it in those brackets. And if they seem too far apart, you can adjust them by just sliding gently. When I first loaded a phone into here, I put the headset on and I was like, wow, it's still out of focus no matter what I do. The phone was like crooked. It was up on the arm of one of the brackets. So make sure it's flush and flat. And it's pushed into those brackets now. They're fit perfectly to the phone. And now that that's good, I am going to just kind of fold up the top and push in gently till it clicks. And you'll feel some pressure because there's foam on the front, which holds the phone snug to the device. Now, as far as adjusting it, now that the phone's in and safe, we can adjust the strap lengths by just undoing the Velcro here and, moving the length and then Velcroing it back. As an adult, on the biggest setting, it fits me pretty comfortably. I'm thinking more for our younger students, we might have to snug it up for them. And then let's talk about the lenses. So inside there are these lenses, and you can twist these to change the focus. Now, if you're like me and you're nearsighted, you can't see things at a distance, you really don't have to mess with these because you can wear your glasses, contacts, whatever inside. The only real reason you would adjust these is if you have a student who is farsighted, so has problems with the up-close stuff, or if they forgot their glasses. So the thing with this is, though, if a student adjusts, you just twist to adjust them, and they might take, 5 minutes to get it just right. But they have to set it back to the original position because the next student, then it'll be out of focus, and it'll take them another 5 minutes. So there's little arrows on the lenses, so they need to pay mind to where they are when they start and then put them back there when they're done. But I would avoid this adjustment as much as humanly possible. It's just kind of a hassle. I've played with it a bit, and it's a pain. The real adjustment we need to know about is on the bottom. We have these two little levers, and what they do is when I slide them, they're going to change the distance. Oops, let's try that. There we go. Between the lenses. So all of our eyes are spaced differently. It's the pupil distance. That's what that adjusts. So the way I adjust that, I actually do that when I have the headset on. I'm going to look like a huge dork here. So here we go. Put it right on with my glasses. And what I want to look for are those circles, and I want to see one circle that says ready. So if they look like a Venn diagram or they're separate, I need to adjust these till it looks right. Now, this is something that will happen with the students. My phone turned off. So what happens? I set it down. It timed out because it's been a while, and I'll try to change the timing on these. I'll just wake it back up and swipe up, follow, and now I can do it. So I'll just slide it back in, snap it in, and again, I did this all at a desk so I don't drop it. So now I see the pause circle. I'm going to just adjust those lenses so it looks nice and clear, and I am ready to rock. Now when students are done, let's make my hair look awesome. We need to clean these. That's really important. So inside here with the lenses, we want to use the microfiber cloth in the kit just to wipe them down. Then with this fleece part and the nose piece, we want to use an isopropyl alcohol wipe. So they're just going to wipe it down. They don't need to soak the fleece. It dries really quickly, but just, make sure they cover all the surface just because there's makeup, there's oil, there's all kinds of icky things on our faces. So we need to clean them between each use, and students can do alcohol. It's not, it smells bad, but it's not harmful. So we want them to clean it out, and I found that it takes a minute or two for this fleece to dry. So if you're going to your next class and doing the same thing, it should be dry by the time they're ready. I'm pretty sure the fleece will hold up to that, but if it doesn't, we're going to look at some other materials we can put on top, maybe some kind of pleather. But please make sure they get cleaned after each use. And other than that, that's how we use this headset. So once you get your hands on it, it'll make a lot more sense. But notice there's a lot of steps. Give yourself 5 to 10 minutes at the beginning of an expedition just for students to get these headsets adjusted, because if one's off, you're going to hear about it. So give them that time to make it comfortable, and then start your expedition. So I hope this helps.